Now we're ready to add the dry ingredients. And the way I do this, and I know you're supposed to measure after you sift, but I don't. So there's one, and I always have this little trick. I use spoons. That's 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Then I add the soda and the salt and sift. And then I add the last 2 cups, last 2 cups of flour. 1, 2. And the reason I use spoons is because when I used to make these and I was at home, I was always interrupted by something. I won't name any names. Might have been a telephone call or a friend knocking at the door or this, that, or the other. But invariably, it would happen as I was measuring the flour. And when you're talking about 5 cups, you know, it's important to keep up with it. And so several times I messed up the recipe because I had the wrong number of cups of flour in the batter. So I figured a way to combat that was to use the spoons to keep up with it. And that way, if you're interrupted, you can look at your spoons and see how many cups of flour you've already measured. Just a little tidbit. You don't have to do that, but that's just what I do. And then I'm sifting the flour. And if I had 2 hands, I wouldn't be spilling as much of it, but I've got to hold the phone with one hand. All right, so there's the flour and the soda. Oops, I kind of spilled a lot, didn't I? Flour and the soda and the salt. Now we'll add that to the creamed mixture alternately. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and add the orange zest, get it mixed in there. And then I just add the flour, about, I don't know, I'll just do 6. Y'all all know how to do this, so it doesn't matter. As long as you add a little liquid, just to keep it from getting too sticky. This would be a great thing for your children to learn how to cook. And again, I think they would be just as good with whole wheat flour. I just always use this flour. A little more liquid. And a little more liquid. And then I'm going to put the rest of it then we'll let that mix. And scrape it down. And then when that's mixed really well, the only thing left is to add the cereal. The only thing left to do is add the cereal. So we're almost done. And I did put this bran mixture in the freezer to cool off. And I actually like to add, I just kind of add it like this. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then I can add this. You know, any way you want to add it, it doesn't matter. You just want it to be mixed really, really well. And then after I get it all mixed, I'll stir it with this big spoon, and then I'll cover it and put it in the fridge overnight and cook the muffins the next day. The most important thing about this recipe to me is that you let it set overnight before you try to cook any. And the second most important thing is that you stir the mixing bowl very, very well, stir the contents very, very well before you start measuring about a 1/4 cup of batter per muffin cup, because the heavier batter sinks to the bottom, and so things aren't equally distributed. So stirring it before you cook the muffins. Stir it before you spoon the muffins into the tin. And I hope this has been fun for you. It's been a lot of fun for me. And I may film in the morning when I cook some. And I wish you all happiness and health. And make today lovely. I love all of you. Bye.